12 months after tearing his ACL in round 15 of the 2016 season, Irish defender Kieran Byrne has completed his demanding rehabilitation and is in line for selection.
Just before we go into the team, there's 9 people at the front. Just jump up, all of you, turn around and look back. There's 9 people there. 9 resources. 9. Now we'll all go through the injuries, but they're the hardest ones, big fella. Stand up. First of all, you've just attacked it, and now you get your opportunity again, so I reckon that's But you're ready to perform, mate, because of this. Alright? Because of that. That's what it takes. That's what a club's prepared to do for any individual, whether you care about anyone else. So I just reckon on the back of that, we're going to applaud you. You should applaud this girl. Yeah.
Round 17 pits Carlton against the reigning premiers, the Western Bulldogs.
Carlton and the Western Bulldogs. This is last chance cafe stuff for the Dogs. They are in a must-win situation today. We get another look at the emerging Carlton Football Club and so many youngsters on the rise. It makes for an appetising clash, that is for sure. Disciplined Carlton defence. The Dogs are going to have to think their way through it today because they've been good every time we've seen them on a Sunday.
Despite an injury-affected lineup, the Blues have a chance to disrupt the finals hopes of the Sons of the West.
Long ball, Curnow in front. Start to a game underway here. 2 set shots at goals within the first minute, and he nails that.
Carlton makes a fast start at the MCG, slotting 3 goals in the first 10 minutes.
Bokhurst, a nice little bit of foot candy, and he drills the third.
But the Bulldogs can't be contained for long, pulling back the lead early in the second quarter.
Now a chance for Bailey Dale. McLean at the punt road end, mops up, clean up.
With an injured Patrick Cripps watching on from the stands, the Blues struggle at the stoppages as the Bulldogs extend their lead to 26 points at the final break.
Lead to the Dogs, Cruiser, Roughhead, off the ground, Wallace, half volley, back of the net.
More injuries make the task a mammoth one, with time slipping away for the young group.
Murphy takes a bounce, breaks 50, unselfish, puts it to the top of the square, right, happy to oblige, kicks another for the Blues.
3 late goals show the grit of a wounded Carlton side, but it's not enough to overcome a slick Bulldogs outfit.
If they win again, they win for the 8th time.
I think it just comes with time playing at the level. We've got a few that hadn't played a lot of AFL this year. Injuries are at double figures, and that's a great opportunity for our club to build our depth. It's also a great opportunity to view our depth, look at more players and be able to assess their game along the way. So, and also a bit of pressure from the Dogs. Applied some good pressure, so it's a combination of both.
Leaving the icy Melbourne winter behind, the team travels to Brisbane for its round 18 matchup with the Lions. Boarding the flight is prize 2015 draftee Harry Mackay, who has been named to make his debut. After a season and a half filled with injuries and VFL game time, the tall forward is finally ready to pull on the navy blue Guernsey.
So we've got another debut time for Carlton. Fantastic effort, well done. I don't know if you know much about the number 10 jumper at Carlton, but some of Carlton's best players have worn number 10. Every game they play their bloody heart out. And that's all these guys are after from you. Every time you pull this jumper on, play your bloody heart out, okay? Congratulations, be really proud, and all the best for the future, mate.
From what we've seen over the last 6 or 7 months, particularly since your back's been right, is just a want to just keep refining your craft. And how much do we see him out on that blue area? He's been in there a lot, big boy. So you've had to earn this. The whole time that was going on, you're just working on your craft. And you get your opportunity. All right, so go at that, play with your strength, mate. All the best. Wrap for you, doing it.
Still building here at the Gabba. I think the Carlton fans who've made the trip and those watching at home, exciting times perhaps coming up for both teams.
Yes, the fans can see development. Both teams very exciting. It should be a cracking game in perfect conditions. Just as the sun goes down, the temperatures get into a nice little 17, 18 degrees and great for footy.
Fast out of the gates, the Lions kicked the game's opening 6 goals.
For a 6-0 start. Beams. Laser beams. Straight over the goal umpire's hat.
They don't relent in the second quarter, extending their lead to 53 points at half-time.
Zorko, they're going to get a goal out of it. Look out. Zorko is on fire.
But it's a new Carlton side that emerges after the break, piling on 7 successive majors to cut the margin back to 11 points early in the final term.
It's a 2-goal game. It's a 2-goal game.
With the game in the balance, the Lions respond, holding on for the win. Back in Melbourne after his AFL debut, Harry Mackay has a chance to reflect on his Carlton journey so far.
At the start, it's a bit different. Like obviously you've been living at home all your life, and then you got to move out into the city and whole new experience with playing footy. But I started off living with a host family, so that was a pretty good introduction into the footy world. But then this year I've been moving out with Jed and a few others. But it's kind of been fun. You know, doing your own cooking and got to look after yourself a bit more, so you get that independence, which has been really good. Been a bit of a roller coaster, at times frustrating. You see everyone else in my draft year playing ones and going pretty well, so it was a little bit frustrating being in the VFL, but at the same time I understood that for me I had to try and learn as much as I could about my craft and build my game a little bit more before I got my opportunity. So I enjoyed that process. I really enjoyed Josh Fraser and the program he was running in the VFL. I learned a lot from playing football down there, but obviously really excited to get my opportunity last week. The whole week had been leading up to that moment, so it was kind of relaxing just to get to the ground and then go through my normal routine. But yeah, it's pretty cool running through the banner for the first time, and then once the ball bounced, it was pretty much just like another game. The speed of the match and everything was a bit quicker and a bit better than I had played in the past, but once the ball was bounced and got into it a little bit, it was just like another game. Obviously, I want to play all the 5 matches left in the AFL team and learn as much as I can about what it takes to be successful at that level and refine my craft as much as possible. And then on a team sense, obviously we've got 5 games left to get as many wins as possible and start building our reputation, or continue to build our reputation. So, and then also lead into a big pre-season. So just learn as much as I can and hopefully play all the games that are left and play well.
With 28 new players walking through the doors of Icon Park in the past 2 seasons, there is a lot of Carlton tradition to catch up on. The club regularly takes the opportunity to welcome back past greats to share their stories from the Blues' 153-year history.
It's in a very short space of time this morning, we're going to try and perhaps look at a little bit in respect to the fabric of the club. For the moment, fellas, we're going to reflect on the team of the century that was named in 2000 and ask you to try to identify each player that's numbered. See how you go. There's 22 there.
I keep a file of every player of every game, and it's set up in my garage now. So we had 15 in our leadership group who were all experienced, committed and very competent players. With no club in the history of the Australian game of football that would have ever had. We had 15 who qualified, very experienced, extremely committed and very competent. Well, they became the empowered group, if you like. For anybody coming in, you needed to understand what this club was trying to do in terms of you taking responsibility and ownership over the things that you were going to do. It was probably the first time in Australian sport, I would have thought, let alone in Australian football.
The culture here was, and it was all about success, boys. It was all, this club was driven on premierships. They wouldn't settle for, let alone missing the finals, let alone not making the grand final, let alone losing grand final when you get there. Look, there's a lot of heat on this footy club. The expectation has probably always been on this footy club. That's a good thing. You've got to wear it and live with it. You guys have got a great chance of that moving forward, boys. We've started again a couple of years ago. We're a year and a half into the regeneration. A new young coach who's really keen and hungry. And you guys grow with him. We just see, that's how I started. That's how I won my first flag with a new young coach. I built up playing with your mates, and boys, that's exactly what it's about, playing the flags with your friends. That's the biggest thing, footy, that's the biggest thing why you play. So
I see a method, and it's not all that much fun to watch in lots of ways, I suppose, for people who want scoring, but I see a real method that's been committed to by a coach who knows what he's doing, and that's obvious to us all, and it's working for us. And what I see is an enthusiasm and commitment to the game. I have not witnessed, I don't think, a single Carlton player in this season where I said he didn't go, he's not working hard, why didn't he respond in this way? And as a person who's enjoying watching his whole club in action, those three things make me feel pretty good as a person.
I wish you all the very best. I hope you can take the chances that are presented to you when you're here at Carlton.
As the cold winds of Dockland sweep through Etihad Stadium, the crowd rolls in to watch Carlton and Geelong do battle.
Carlton might not be in the finals race, but there's plenty at stake for both these teams tonight.
There is. Carlton were bitterly disappointed with their effort last week, shown against Brisbane. Both teams want to get back on the winners list.
It's good crowd in for what should be a terrific Saturday night clash.
Everything you can do for someone else you do, that's how you play with birds.
The in-form Cats always loomed as a tough opponent. Their fast-paced game style putting the pressure on the Blues early.
To Guthrie running out of space, Cats still have the football. Murdoch bounces off Simpson, gives it to Duncan. Tight angle, what a goal!
Geelong's experienced stars continue to convert opportunities in the second quarter, extending the deficit to 6 goals at half-time.
The Cats open up a very handy break in the shadows of half-time.
Carlton's youngsters show more glimpses of what the future holds.
He's going to be a star, I've got no doubt. Charlie Curnow, you can see him growing each week. Smart, intelligent footballer, Jack Silvani, only going to get better.
Nice looking kick. Yeah. Oh, what a ripper.
But ultimately, the finals-bound Cats proved too strong.
I'll tell you what, this side, they're going to be second on the ladder with this win. They are building a very nice opportunity, another premiership.
Played a pretty good footy team tonight. I think we were at our best.
I reckon there'll be probably a bit of frustration, I reckon, from tonight. I think during the week, this week, we invested in others, so I think that's the focus for us going forward. Last 4 weeks, we invested in each other and get each other better, because we can certainly get something out of the next 4 weeks as a group. We just haven't fall away and play that sort of footy, I reckon, for the next 4 weeks.
I don't reckon you ignore what happened. You got to learn from it.
face up to improvement areas and moving forward.
Sort of synergy around investing in others, but a really good week together.
Yeah, the week was fantastic.
That doesn't mean that when you roll up on game day, it's going to give you the result. So we need to learn from that. It's a good week in that sense, but figure out what happens before we got here today.
So we're looking at wounds. It can't be a club though that just dwindles and falls away into the abyss at the back end of the year. Can we? Reputation. It's reputation, that's the other layer, isn't it? The best ones form when you're under a bit of adversity like we are at the moment. Straight through adversity, find out more and more about people, more about yourself and your team. You can be better every day you walk into the footy club. You just got to go there with a purpose. But what we're after for the rest of the year is growth. And you've got to invest in that and get determined on it and not get into the easy danger of look forward to the end, too flat, blame others, feel that you can't get better. Gee, you can. Every day you get better.
Few rivalries compare to that between Carlton and Essendon. The build-up to the 246th match between these old enemies is something coach Brendan Bolton won't shy away from.
These two teams, the one that you play for, has been in 6 grand finals against this mob. It's even, Steve. It's even, Steve. 20 finals matches, Marchie? 10 and 10. 245 matches, we're up. 116 and 123, there's been 6 draws. Don't be sitting there fish as a young player just thinking it's another game of footy. There's traditional rivals, mate.
Running the boundary line as well, trying to get those legs going again. Looking for one last desperate thrust. Takes the hand pass. Carlton into half ball. This looks better.
It's not just another game. It's all the history. 6 grand finals, 3 or 240 odd games. It's in people's blood, this game.
Well, glorious Melbourne afternoon. Great rivalry, Essendon and Carlton.
Little breeze to speak of at the MCG. Sunshine on the southern side. Beautiful surface.
And the rivalry is renewed once again. 2 teams that quite frankly hate each other's guts.
That's what the essence of football is all about, Sandy. And particularly in Melbourne, when the big Melbourne clubs come together at the MCG, there is that certain feeling around the place. Carlton, in their famous navy blue jumper, we're ready to go for what's going to be a great game of footy.
The Bombers command the opening stages, kicking 5 of the first 6 goals to stretch their lead to 28 points late in the first term.
He goes hard at it. He can find a yard when you're near the goal. Don't worry about that. He picks it up. He's kicked a magnificent goal. McDonald, Tappan, Woody.
But Carlton quickly wrestles back control, stifling Essendon's attack to cut down the margin.
Bagley tries to get out. Can't do so. Turnover. Snap by Big. Towards full forward. Off his hands. I think Wright's got the goal.
Playing the game on their terms, the Blues keep the Bombers goalless for 54 minutes before hitting the front through a Matthew Cruiser goal.
In he comes. Matty Cruiser to put Carlton in front, and he puts it through. The Blues have come from the clouds.
The fight back takes its toll, however, with a weary Carlton conceding the final 3 goals in another narrow defeat.
Bombers win by 8 points, 11-18-84, defeating Carlton.
We're disappointed. It hurts. I think it's the 6th or 7th time that we've been in really tight situations and in front in last quarters and haven't been able to complete it. That's frustrating. It hurts, but those moments will be great learning for our young group and pay us back. The more you're in them, the more you learn. the more often you're in them, eventually they'll turn for us.
With the season's end on the horizon, retirements of veteran players loom large. After 10 years and 143 games for Carlton, the time has come for cult hero Dennis Armfield to hang up his boots.
Said I wouldn't cry, but that's impossible. I'm going to announce some time for retirement at the end of the season. I'm done. I want to play out the year though. Finish up on a strong note on the AFL, VFL level. I guess I just wanted to break the news to you boys and everyone in this room because everyone's been a massive part of my journey. You know, it's a sad decision to make, but I've had some serious conversations with important people in my life, and yeah, I think it's time for me to piss off. Yeah, look, tough decision. You know, not one made lightly. I've really cherished my 10 years here. So many people to thank. I won't do it all today. You know, but it all starts with, you know, the Carlton Footy Club as a whole for having faith in me, putting up with me for 10 years. Don't know what you're doing. The players in here, you guys are, I guess, brothers to me. I'll probably miss you the most. I can come in here and talk every day of the week. I'll probably continue for the last 3 weeks anyway, but it's you guys will get me up every day. I come in here and, you know, be it first year to a bloody guy that Simo, what, 28 years you've been here, but it gets me through, and I've loved every minute of it. It's probably what I'll miss most. That and the footy, obviously. I love the community side of things. I love this club, and I'll live to give. And I think, boys, we're in a very privileged position to do what we do, and I think it's really important to value that. It will come to an end. Well, maybe not, Simo. But look, really love it. I love this place. I always love all of you boys, everyone else in this room. You've all influenced me massively, and I just want to say thanks for the great ride. I'm now into, I guess, part C of my life. So thanks again, guys.
To me, there's a story that Lee Matthews talks about, the man in the stand, and it's what he sees from the top tiers of the MCG. And I think I've told you this story, Dang. In 2009, I was doing a preview game. I was at the Hawks and we watched Carlton play Collingwood. And at the end of that game, I thought, geez, who's that number 27? Because he had effort and he had intent. And one of the things that Dennis will probably be the first to admit, he's not the classiest player in the place, but his effort and his intent for 10 years has been outstanding. So Dennis, well done, mate. Thanks, well done.
With 3 games remaining for the season, Carlton flies west to take on the Eagles in what will be the Blues' last ever game at Subiaco.
If not me, then who? I reckon that's been your mindset, young fella, the last few weeks, has it not? I'm going in the middle, Cribber's out, guess what? It's me. If it's not me, who else is it? If it's not me, who else is it? It's taking responsibility for your position in Carlton Footy Club. Like that. I want you guys to be rewarded for how hard you've tried all year. I want to see you sing the song and jump around. So the purpose from us, and particularly me, is I want to see you guys smile and be rewarded for effort. But you're going to have to dial it up again if you want to feel it. It's not just given to you. But this is what it looks like. Just remember what it's about.
Kick the goal and he gets it. Blues will be victorious. Every other team hasn't been able to do this year. Beat the Giants in a close one. 1 second left. The silence sounds. It doesn't get any better than that.
And sing the song. Enjoy winning games of footy.
It's an exciting time for Carlton because it's a daunting task travelling to the West, but they've been great all year. But the exciting part about Carlton today, they can take the game on a little bit, something different that the West Coast haven't seen in their match review. So you can see their kicks, the number 1 kicking team and number 2 for marks. So they like to control the ball. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. This young team just create a bit of excitement today against the West Coast here in Perth. As I mentioned, it's a daunting task, but one they can be up to.
That feeling that he spoke about right next to me. Let's hunt that feeling. Let's chase that feeling that we just saw on the screen. And most importantly, understand one thing. That feeling's earned. Go and earn it. Come on.
Determined to make amends for its last interstate game, Carlton targets a fast start and achieves it with the first 2 goals.
With a dream start for the Blues, and he's got it. So Carlton kicked the first 2.
The Eagles respond swiftly, gaining the ascendancy to lead by 31 points at the main break.
As he does so well to Redden, who can cap off the good work.
But the Never Say Die Blues can't be tamed in the third quarter, igniting the Carlton faithful with an exciting brand of footy.
Bouncing ball, Bokus just needs it to sit, got Pickett over the top. The Blues running hard, it'll sit for him and Pickett will go. Carlton all over them in the third term.
After 5 unanswered goals, the Blues draw level before hitting the front in style.
Great work by Bokhurst, who steps around an opponent. He can line up the goals. He sends it long. It's looking good. Bokhurst with a brilliant goal from the pocket, and the Blues are in front.
The final turn is a high-intensity affair, with both sides doing all they can to get the 4 points. Despite a tenacious fight, Carlton cannot hold on. With a breeze behind their backs, the Eagles kick away to win by 17 points.
Redden will snap the goal, and West Coast on track to keep their finals chances alive. And that'll do it. West Coast survive a huge scare from the Blues.
Do you think Carlton are heading in the right direction? Do you think they've got a future? Sometimes
yes.
I say yes.
I say yes.
I say yes. I like what I'm seeing. I think this bloke can coach, but I think if they stay the course, I think they've got a great chance of getting it right.